Hey, beautiful people. Andrew the Realtor here with my July 2023 housing market update specifically for my friends over at Newtonbrook and Willowdale East. And I'm going to get right into it. Some very interesting stuff right now. And I'm going to tell you things that are different, or I'm going to explain some things you're going to hear in the media for the next couple of months. So let me minimize myself just a little bit more. And these are the finer points, I guess, specifically, and I'll mention something else as well. So interest rates and the effects on the market. This is a biggie. Everyone should know about this. In fact, I'm sure you'll be talking about this at work, maybe with colleagues, maybe with some neighbors, and so you'll be able to give them some information they might not have. And what is actually happening in the market? Very important to know what's actually happening versus what you might be hearing. Because if you watched any of my newsletters, read my newsletters, or seen any of my market updates before, you know that I speak about the psychology of the market quite a bit, and it's very important. Something I found out years ago when I started in the business. So two main, obviously, parties that I'm always dealing with, buyers and sellers, quite often. And two reasons why now is an amazing time to buy. And this is very important. In fact, some of you watching this have already seen me face to face. I've been in the area asking you not, well, are you looking to buy or sell, but actually looking to, do you know anyone who's looking to buy specifically because of the inventory? And I'll talk about that in a bit. So anyone that's thinking of selling, on the seller side, there's an important aspect to timing. If you're buying and selling, that is very different than just selling. And I know there's some important aspects to that because I just spoke to somebody yesterday about this very specific topic. It was very important to them. So onward. So here we go. As always, I try to provide as much information as possible. Good information. I try to make these quicker, but there's quite a bit of information. Please hit like and subscribe. All it does, it lets me know that people are watching. Also, it lets you know when my next housing market update is up, which is, of course, on the monthly basis. And I do a GTA wide as one as well. And of course, I have a program. It's in the link at the description of the video. You can click on it, put your address and information just for you. You get an email every time a neighbor hits the market and every time a neighbor sells, and it shows you how much it sells for. It's automatic. It goes to you automatically. It's very good information to have because obviously your home is probably one of, if not the biggest investment you have. And of course, save yourself countless hours. And something I've been doing recently is 15-minute chat. If you're thinking of doing anything at all in terms of the market, whether buying, selling, or both, save yourself a lot of time. Let's face it, some of you guys live in rather expensive homes. Your time is valuable. How many hundreds of dollars would you be spending in terms of hours thinking, wondering, speaking with the family about plans versus 15 minutes with me? Have a quick chat, get the basic information, and I'll be able to provide you enough information for you to knowledgeably and make the next step of whatever you're looking to do in terms of your plans. So that's a biggie. I'm trying to save people time, and again, it's free 15-minute chat with me. The link is at the description of the video. So here's something important, and I did this myself. Just to show you how resilient the market has been, especially in your area. So we started at a quarter point January of last year, and now we're at the 5 as of the most recent increase in July this month of 2023. So here's an example of $1 million home. Now I know that's not much in our area specifically. We can double this, but the point being, if it started here at $3,300, almost $3,400, and over here for $5,400, I mean over almost $2,100 just on a $800,000 mortgage, and you can double this for any homes or properties in our area. So what I'm trying to show here is look at the huge impact on a monthly basis this has had on people who have mortgages. This egregiously large increase from the beginning of last year to now we're in July of 2023. That said, but what has the market? The market's still moving. In fact, the prices are going up. Isn't it amazing how resilient the GTA market is, especially in specific areas like Newtonbrook and Willowdale East? Now, I'm going to show this specifically. This is the most recent one. You might say, well, the most recent interest rate, it broke the camel's back. Well, actually, no. Look at the difference. Again, same example. I went from 6% to 6.5%. So not just July. I also took June into consideration, put 2 months together. And the difference on a $800,000 mortgage was just over $200. Now, that's not nothing. And again, for Willowdale and Newtonbrook, you got to double that probably. Still, you're looking at $300 to $400, say $400 a month. It's not nothing, but is it life-changing? Is it going to bankrupt somebody? Probably not. And is it going to completely take away the idea of buying a home for somebody who's looking to buy a home? No, it's really not. They're just going to be a little more realistic, maybe more specific about price. The point being that even with the last two interest rates, what personally I think was unnecessary, even with those two hikes, it has not done anything to squash the market. But what are you going to hear? You're going to hear that there has been a decrease in sales. We're going to talk about it in a second. I'm going to tell you what's actually happening. Here's the trend, guys. Here's the trend in general. And I know you see Pickering coming down a little bit, but that's on a month-to-month basis. Not a big deal. The point being, generally speaking, the trend is upward and has been upward since, February, March of this year. Very amazing considering all the kind of the question marks in the market, especially in terms of the interest rates. So this is what's happening specifically in the area. And this is really huge news and really good news for you guys in the area. So you're looking at homes sold, much more in terms of June versus June. June last month versus June of 2022. Increase of over 27% in sales. That's great. That's great. Keep in mind, yes, June of last year was a bit of an odd month because that's the last month after the really large increases in interest rates, where we weren't quite sure what the market was going to be doing. So that's why there's a little bit of less sales that month. Still, a healthy June, specifically for 2023. And the average price, here's interesting. The average price up 8% from June of last year. No, June of last year was not the peak of the market, but still, that's amazing. That's amazing, especially for the area. And believe me, that's way higher than the average. Toronto average, GTA average, real estate board average is about 3%, I think. So that's pretty good, specifically for the area. Now, the negative thing is active listings. We don't have enough active listings. We need more inventory, and that's something that those of you who might be thinking of selling should keep in mind. That's important. But generally speaking, the listings are still better than some other times in the past. Average days on market down tremendously, again, because the demand has been so strong, hence the lack of active listings. We're selling more. This is a bit of good news. Well, actually great news, considering detached that took a real hit for a lot of months towards the end of last year and sometimes the beginning of this year, up 7.4% versus June of 2022. That's for this area specifically, Willowdale, Newtonbrook East. So the point here is detached, which was down, is up 7.4%. Condos, which were having a bit of a hard time the past few months, are up 5.4%. And of course, townhomes and semis, there's not many at all. So the interesting thing here specifically, and you can pause this and watch this, is that the trend is upward. The trend is upward. I'm really trying to emphasize this fact because it's very important. Now, one thing you'll notice about the homes sold specifically is you will hear you hear the government saying, well, listen, or the Bank of Canada saying, well, the policies they're implementing, those 2 interest rate hikes, what they did is they slowed down the market. Watch. The reality is this, and this is really important. They actually did very little. Very little. Why are the sales down and going to be down in July and August? I'm already predicting it. Why? Because that happens every single normal year. In July and August, sales go down because it's the summer. Sales are always lower than they are in the spring. And inventory becomes lower and lower towards the end of August because we sell more than we list, and things start to pick up again towards the first or second week of September. So the point being, what you'll hear is not actually true. What you'll hear is people taking advantage of the fact that sales are going down, as is natural, and they say they had something to do with it to make themselves feel more important, and make it seem like what the interest hikes are doing is working. Well, the reality is no, it's not. The price still going upwards, which is the opposite of what they wanted. Too bad. You can't do that. Supply and demand still stands. And sales will go down in the summer, as they always do, and it's going to pick up in September. So I said it. You'll see the news. They'll take credit for it. It's not the fact. It's a summer. It happens every year, every normal year. So quick summary. Buyers, very, very important. Let me move myself a bit. Now's a great opportunity. I was saying this at the end of last year. I was saying it in January, February of this year, and not a lot of people took advantage. The reality is right now, trend is upwards in terms of price. Inventory is high. Well, it's as high as it has been this year, Toronto-wide and specifically in the area. And competition is lower because it's summer, hence the lower amount of sales, and things are going to wind down. So right now, if you've been thinking of buying, July and August are an amazing time to try to get in. No, you're not going to get an amazing deal. That's not the case for the GTA, especially Toronto, especially Newtonbrook and Willowdale. However, less competition, higher inventory. Do you think you can find something that you like? Do you think you'll have a chance to maybe work with the seller in terms of the price, in terms of conditions and those kinds of things? Closing date? Absolutely. There's going to be some flexibility there. Take advantage. This is what people have been waiting for. Higher inventory and possibility. Yes, I know the interest rates are high. I understand that completely. But keep in mind, chances are those rates are going to go down. Why do you say that, Andrew? Well, let me show you something. Have a look at this, because I've got off-market and coming soon properties as well you might want to take advantage of. This is inflation. And no, it's not July 18th yet, so I don't have the most recent numbers for last month, June. But this is where we were before, 3.4, for the first time since April of 2021. Now, with this in mind, and yes, you had the blip up here, keeping in mind that interest rates increases affect monthly payments of mortgage interest, which affect the CPI, which affect the inflation. Notice it's kind of like a circle, dead circle. But I don't think that the numbers is going to be staying nearly as high. In fact, we might be in the low threes, maybe even under 3% at this point already in July. So what am I saying? if this is staying or lowering down, what are the chances that we're going to keep increasing rates? Unless we're trying to do something horrible to the economy. I don't know. There's really no reason for it. Why I'm saying that to you is, as soon as interest rates start flattening out consistently, or they maybe even start going down a little bit towards the end of this year, or maybe beginning of next year, what do you think is going to happen to the prices? They're already going up. In the current environment, the trajectory is upward in price. What do you think is going to happen with the prices? They're only going to go up faster. There's only going to be more buyer competition, more buyer demand. So buyers, take advantage. Give me a shout. Click on that link at the bottom of the video, the 15-minute chat. I'll talk to you about the market specifically. I'll ask you what you're looking for. I'll give you the days on market and where you're looking, and maybe you can find something ASAP, not because you have to, because you want to, and take advantage of the market. Summary, sellers, demand is solid and prices are rising. You've seen the numbers. Be encouraged. Your equity is doing really, really well. Selling and buying in the same market makes timing much, much easier. So a lot of people are asking me, well, should I sell now? Should I wait till September? Depends. Are you selling and buying? If you're selling and buying, we need to know both of the markets you're dealing with, the buying market and the selling market. Selling market, obviously, Willowdale and Newtonbrook. You need to know the specific numbers there, and then you can make a good decision. Quite often, unless there's a huge discrepancy between buying and selling, you're selling a condo, buying a $7 million luxury home in Nova Scotia. I'm assuming there's something like that there. Then that changes things. But if you're buying and selling in the same market, timing is not nearly as important. Then you work out specific week timing. Is there anything else on the market at that time? That kind of stuff. Generally speaking, the key is knowing your numbers, having a strategy. That's really, really important. So again, I emphasize the fact, save yourself hundreds of dollars of your own money in terms of value of time. Talk to somebody who's a professional, who knows this stuff specifically, gives you the numbers, then you can make a decision with your family, with yourself, as you see fit. And as always, guys, I really appreciate your time. Please hit like and subscribe. That little link at the bottom, there's a link in the description that will give you that software where you can check the value of your neighbor's homes, if they hit the market, what they sell for, that kind of thing. And of course, save yourself countless hours. I respect people's time, and I said time is valuable. A lot of you guys are worth $200, $300, $400, $500 an hour. And think how many hours you'd be spending sitting around wondering, going online, checking out things. Well, what if you talk to a professional, 15 minutes, I get your info, I get you that info, and you can have it in front of you going, okay, I have this, this, and this, and this that I can do. Then you can make your plans according to your schedule, according to your life plans. And it'll save you a lot of time, because time is valuable. I'm finding that out quite a bit. So until then, until August, I'll see you guys. Enjoy the rest of the time. Contact me if you need anything. Andrew the Realtor, thank you for your time.